Good afternoon, everyone. Philip Norton here from Norton Trading, and today we're going to take a look at the TNDM daily chart. So those of you that have been following this pretty closely know that we've had two pretty big red days lately, including today being down over 7.5%. Of course, I do see this bleeding to stop somewhat tomorrow. We may have a red day tomorrow depending on the kind of bounce we get at support and how that looks. So not saying we're not going to go down tomorrow, but hopefully we are getting to the bottom of this sell-off here. For those of you that haven't been following this closely, a little bit of background of what we've seen recently is, of course, we've been trending up all the way from the single digits over the last 5-6 months, reaching the high up there at $52. We then, of course, bounced off that, came all the way back down to VWAP, and then have found our footing again as we ran up into Tuesday's conference. So Tuesday, the company released some good news on the international side of things, as well as raising their guidance. This actually sparked a whole slew of price target raises from all different analysts out there. And so up into the upper 50s for most of them, $56, $57. As we got all of these price target increases, the stock then decided to sell off. And that's, of course, normal, right? It's that whole concept of buy the rumor, sell the news. We knew that there was a news conference coming. We knew that the stock was doing pretty well. So most likely they're going to give out good news. And so we have people buying up into that news. Once we get that gap and spike up into news day, that's, of course, when people start taking profits. And you really see that the following day. Not only did we pull back a little bit, but we did so on lower volume than the previous day. So a little bit of a pullback from that. But then you get the concept still pretty far from the trend line. It's important to note stocks, especially stocks like TMDM that have been really just grinding up for the last several months. They like to be near the trend line. Every time we start to get a little bit extended from that trend line, you're going to get that pullback. We've seen this time and time again. Even when we have good news releases and it pulls back, pulling back to the trend line constantly. We got really far extended of that up into mid-September when we reached the highs, and that's why we got such a dramatic sell-off. Of course, we did find some nice footing there at VWAP, which started propelling us back up into this news as well. This is why I've been calling over the last couple of days. Those of you that follow me on StockTwits, I've been talking about this pullback towards 41 for the last couple of days, and really that's what we're looking at tomorrow. We're finally getting to that culmination of this sell-off down into support. We got a couple of support lines to look at for tomorrow. We, of course, have the long-term trend line, which is probably the most important one to look at tomorrow, but also it happens to coincide at that 23.6 Fibonacci line. So that's going to give you a little bit of extra support there tomorrow. And that's what we're really hoping from a bullish sentiment, that it's going to hold that support, kind of bounce off it pretty strong, maybe even a red to green move to really show us something bullish, but at least hold that support and then start the run back up. If we do break support there, we have the second set of support, which is going to be that VWAP, as well as this 38.47, 38.50 pivot. So really two lines of support in there that we're going at tomorrow to see where we get down to. If we have a major sell-off early in the morning, we could get to the lower one. However, I'm believing that we will probably hold pretty tightly in that one just under 40. Around 40.60 is this Fibonacci line. And that's where I'd like to see the support and the buyers coming back in on this stock. We really haven't seen much buying activity over the last couple of days, but if we do get the support in there and that can hold this trend line, then of course we would be looking for that move back up, which would then propel us up to retest highs up near $52. All right, thanks everyone for listening, and good luck trading.